Shit, okay. I mean, we can use that one, or you can use another. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, when I tweeted it out last time, it didn't have it yet.
Once you go live, I'll tweet it out.
All right.
Let everybody know.
All right, here we go already. I didn't even turn the lights on, but I'll get those in a minute. Let me see, new realities. What was I? Oh, there it is. Make sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's my channel? There's my channel. I didn't even have music ready. I need to. Hopefully I can see the chat this time. Mellow with Little Rodney's son. There he is. Yeah. Hey, I just kind of got over a COVID-y kind of thing too, like a couple weeks ago, man. It felt like it was coming back for a minute, but as far as like the chest aspect, but no cough or nothing, but you know, man, that feeling never goes away.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, it didn't even give it. What? It didn't even update my title.
Oh, for real?
Oh my God.
I just stole the thing.
AD after the ABK deal is supposed to be what it says. That's bullshit. Hold on, let me refresh. It's supposed to say ABK or AD after the ABK deal. Damn, man. Hold on. Let me make sure.
Who else we got? Mello is Lil Rodney's son. What's good, my brother? Brarios in the house. What's good? Hopefully we get some more folks coming in here.
Let me share this on Twitter.
I'm feeling a little better, brother. I am.
There we go. ABK. Yeah, okay. I have a theme, and it didn't hit me until after you were saying it yesterday. But yeah, we'll wait till a couple more people. But I see the parallels between what you were trying to say and exactly what's going on politically with you know, the extraterrestrial presence. I know that sounds crazy, but I'll tell you my
big facts. That's what we call it.
It sounds insane when I just.
That's what we gonna call it.
Oh man, that's funny. But it was a parallel from what you said. You were saying something because like you were trying to get to the bottom of okay, well now what? And that's exactly, you know. And it's exactly what's going on in that space as well.
Yep.
Because we've already had extraterrestrial disclosure. You know, we've had official people basically admit it. Now it's like you have to do it right, I guess. And it's, you know. But yeah, there's definitely a parallel there because. That's why I say AD after the ABK deal. You know, it's like after disclosure. I mean, that the people that politically were working on disclosure for so many years now have to set their sights on. Okay, well, now what? You can't just like what do people do with this information now that you have know what's going on behind the scenes and politically? Are you gonna do something about it? But yeah, that's about it. Oh, I didn't drop this in the. Let me drop this in. This is a makeshift. Whoops.
Come on in here, y'all, so we can get started. We want to talk. It's me, Buck. We're gonna have some more people to join.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wasn't I just looked at my my shit. Like I was doing other shit, you know, and I saw you said you wanted to go live, so I'm like, fuck it, let's go live. He said stop the presses, just like yesterday when he told me stop the presses, and I stopped him. But then he said, "Oh, I'm going across the street to Porter Rocks."
Yeah, I had already kind of made some
promises. Yeah, we already were. We said everything we needed to say. Shit, I was closing out the show with Pastor, and then he started going again too.
We were talking, and then my company called and had to deal with them. And by the time I came back, you guys were getting ready to wrap it up, and then it was about time for a Porter Rock show to start. I already told them that I'd be over there. So, but I said today, feel a little bit better as far as my voice and stuff. So, just chop it up and kind of finish. Trying to get some more motherfuckers in here, man. These fucking these bots don't want to show up.
Maybe everything has been said.
Pony's too busy playing Final Fantasy 16 and Synapse and VR.
How much more is there to say about this as far as because I don't know if the bots want to hear it from anybody else. Well,
they don't. You know, they want to hear that they won the console war, and Phil didn't really mean what he said a couple of weeks back, you know. But here's the thing, Buck.
Yeah.
Now that this shit is supposedly over, right? Xbox still ain't got no games.
Oh,
they still got to sit around and wait 4 or 5 years for Activision-Blizzard to produce some new IP, right? So, you know, I mean, the type of victory that these guys are saying it is, I mean, maybe it's some type of victory, but you won't reap the rewards for that for quite a long time. And I'm gonna be honest, after waiting 15 goddamn years for some games, you know, since the OG Xbox One back in 2013, 2014, I mean, what else is there?
I mean, that's on them. If somebody else wants to wait. But I know for me personally, this shit, the whole thing is kind of a turnoff overall. And unless they spin that shit around like really quick, it's like, you know, I'm not fucking, I'll still be using Windows and shit. Like I always have.
Yeah.
I always been a fucking Windows user. That's my whole entertainment center is Windows. So I'm already opted into Microsoft. Like they already got my money as far as that's concerned. But as far as Xbox shit, it's like fucking Starfield ain't doing it, you know. And I'm a supporter of the whole Game Pass, just the concept, you know. It's like, but
well, I think Game Pass is great for Xbox, right? Prior to Game Pass, Xbox guys just literally weren't buying games.
It's just an option on top of everything else, and as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, but it's not really optional.
Yeah,
it's not really.
Well,
optional,
for me,
you know?
as far as what I do, it's an option because I'll just play whatever, you know, and I'll. But Game Pass is on top. But if that was my only fucking thing, Game Pass, I'm not one of those people. Like, I don't know what you would do if you were just playing Game Pass, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why it doesn't make any sense to me. The whole, you know, you're gonna save some money. It's like, no, because then I'm gonna still be picking. I'm still gonna be buying from everywhere else. Yeah. As Game Pass is still going to be Game Pass on top of everything else, but if there are players out there and they can sustain themselves on just doing nothing but Game Pass every year, and they think that's a good deal, and then they get satisfied. I mean, I can't hate on that.
Yeah. I mean, Game Pass is good because the guys weren't buying the games prior to Game Pass, so they bundled all this shit together, threw it in there for a cheap price.
Yeah,
sure, you're not going to get the blockbuster AAA Goldies, right? You're not going to get that shit outside of the Halo, Gears, and Forza, and maybe COD and stuff like that. But you know, people are not going out buying consoles for those particular games. So since the Xbox gamers weren't physically buying the games, Microsoft saw another route. Now here's the thing: because Game Pass is not selling the way that they want it to sell. Right? Remember, Satya and Phil hadn't got a bonus in forever because of that. They keep missing their projections by a huge amount. So because Game Pass isn't selling, because the hardware just literally isn't selling, I think that's going to, again, according to this court case, the FTC court case, you see that Microsoft is making a pitch for mobile. They want to go to mobile and PC and just let that be that. So all of this at the expense of the actual Xbox console. I can't say that I'm comfortable with that because I don't game on mobile. And then, you know, I don't really care about playing fucking trashy ass Xbox games on PC. You know, who really want to play, you know, Redfall on PC?
Well,
you know, I'm a console gamer at heart. You're a console gamer at heart. That console is going away whether we like it or not. I mean, it's the writing is on the wall. And I think guys they've gotten behind Microsoft at every point. Anything they said, they got behind that. And because they got behind that, I think it's too little too late. They can't hit the pause button. So the consoles will go away and these guys are going to be left with either playing on their cell phones or playing on PC. Shout out to the real. What's up, my brother?
I think a lot of them have already kind of relegated themselves to that and are kind of fine with that. But then there's that whole group that are kind of in denial about it too.
Well, here's the thing.
But a lot of them have kind of like they're like, yeah, because they've already built their PCs and shit. So they're fully on the Microsoft. You know,
when you realize Young City, what's good, my brother? My brother, the real, came through. What's good with Barrios in the house? I think. Right. I think at the end of the day, the big winners of this whole deal will probably be the PC guys. And I think that's where Microsoft is kind of pushing you to go to anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, they've been getting everything for like Microsoft. They're like, you know, the Xbox has been second class to PC lately. That's for sure.
But remember, there's more PC Game Pass subscribers than Xbox Game Pass subscribers. There's over 15 million PC Game Pass subscribers. They're only at 27, 28 million Game Pass in total.
Yeah. And they're trying to integrate
once that threshold was passed, I think that was right down the wall.
I think they're really trying to push what's left of everybody that's on the console side, trying to push them towards the PC side.
Well,
and kind of just scoot them over. They're definitely not doing the opposite. I know they're not doing the opposite.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. Well, you can tell they're not doing the opposite because they just came up with a new console, the new Xbox Series S, not the X. They're doubling down on the S, right? The console that developers are having a hard time putting modes in and getting to run properly. My brother, the real, he said, "What y'all bashing Xbox about?" Hey, not bashing Xbox.
I'm kind of sad. I get sad about it, kind of a little bit.
Yeah. No, because what we're saying is, I don't want to see the Xbox console go away, but it's inevitable. That's the route that Microsoft is taking.
Yeah,
they're trying to basically push everyone to the PC side, and they're going to double down on mobile. That's why this deal is huge. I know a lot of people talking about COD. It's less about COD and more about King. Right? You remember, was it 6 months ago? Maybe closer to a year. Microsoft doubled down on the xCloud on the televisions where you can play Game Pass on your Samsung TV. Right? They're doing everything but trying to bring people to the actual console. Low key, Poppy, salute to you. We saw that the FTC appealed. They're appealing. The CMA has doubled down on their stance. So I mean, it's really about the CMA.
Yeah, don't let them bully you. Don't let them bully you. Don't let these filthy bots bully you in the DMs.
Yeah. The bots out here saying the CMA don't matter and the FTC killing it is not going to do anything. And it may not, right? I've been said a long time ago that this deal was probably going to go through. But I said this deal going through does not help me as an Xbox console gamer. That's what I said. Only because Blizzard and Activision only make the games that they make. They don't make a ton of variety of different brand new IP. So you know what I'm saying? Big facts, the real big facts, brother. Big facts.
Yeah,
so I don't want to see the console go away. Mm-hmm. That's my argument, right? I thoroughly wanted to see Microsoft make big blockbuster games that go and fight God of War, Horizon, The Last of Us, on and on and on. I wanted them to make games to compete against those. Microsoft says, no, we're not going to spend $200 million for these single player AAA games. We're going to give you some indies and some AA's, and you're going to take the shit that we got from Blizzard Activision and shit that we got from from Bethesda, and that's going to be it, right? And then everything else is going to be cell phone games. Like Halo, what happened to Halo? Right? That was a fall from grace. Now you're going to let these same guys take on COD, the biggest shooter in the world? Like, what gives y'all the confidence that these guys are going to do right by that?
You know what?
Is going away.
From their perspective, they've been, if you're a younger person in gaming, you're kind of spoiled. So you just assume that everything is the way it is and it's going to stay, But the big shit, we've always kind of relied on the console side to bring in the casuals in a big way, like as far as
absolutely,
like when Final Fantasy VII came out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like huge. Yeah, there were great PC games at that time, but we didn't have the economy that we did in the fucking console space back then. So that was a big deal for the whole industry, and then it pushed the PC forward too to what we have now. I don't think people don't have the historical perspective to see that it wasn't always that great on, you know what I mean? Like if there wasn't a good economy there, you weren't getting good games basically.
Yeah,
you weren't getting big games
until Steam.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, but it wasn't like it was. Because we had Japan, and Europe, and everybody was like all in on the console system, and so they would make a big fucking game like a Final Fantasy that could be marketed to basically the whole fucking world,
Yeah.
If it becomes they're just a publisher and it's all about money, it could just get really shitty software, and that's I don't want that. You always want them to push it and really taking chance. Like when they fucking use that with the smaller games and say taking chances and taking creative chances, it's horseshit, because really taking a chance is putting up $200 million on a fucking game and then another 200 to market that shit. That's fucking taking a chance, and we don't want that to go away to where we don't even have the opportunity that for them to be made. Basically. You want the economy to stay strong and not fucking consolidated, and then you don't have as many options. Therefore, they can just slop you bullshit like Walmart fucking Chinese made fucking plastic, and charge $10 or $70.
Hey, don't you guys think that the games have been the past, like from last gen into this gen, the games have started to become bloated with a bunch of shit that doesn't need to be there? Like, look at what happened with Far Cry. Each game as it progressed, and Assassin's Creed, as they make multiple iterations of these games, they just get bloated, where now they realize that, and like this new Assassin's Creed game's going back to where it used to be, like with AC3, where it's more stealth and like maybe a 20-hour game instead of fucking, a fucking 100 and some hour game, what I mean?
Freddie, shout out to Freddie. He said, what are we doing here? What we're talking about, the topic is supposed to be AD after the ABK deal. Let's just pretend we're in the post world. Let's pretend it happened. Okay, now what? That's what I want to know.
Now they go back to waiting.
Yeah,
right? That's just.
I mean, that's kind of the reality.
Because that's how game development works. They're not, you know what I mean? There's stuff in the pipeline, but you know what I mean? If you think that Microsoft's going to tell them, oh, well, they see that yearly income coming in. Now, we all know COD should go to, every other year or whatever. You know what I mean?
But also,
they'd probably make more money like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, not only what do we do now, but what do you think is going to happen, like in the interim? Like, do you think there's going to be a change in, like, all of a sudden Phil's going to have a different narrative when he goes out there and starts doing an interview? Let's say within the next 6 months time frame. Let's say the deal happened. Is he going to come out and all of a sudden, fucking claws come out and he's fucking like taking shots at fucking Jeremiah? Well, I want to know what the bots think is going to happen in the post ABK deal world. What's going to happen? Is it going to be still the business as usual, or are they going to change their whole strategy? Sarah Bond takes fucking take over and then fucking
think about what Phil said. He said if this deal, they said that the ABK deal would help them accelerate their plan. Their plan is to go multi-plat. That's their plan.
Well, yeah. That's what you might see, and then I'm somewhere kind of
he said that recently.
I know, but I'm wanting to know
about that.
But I'm saying I want to know what the bots think is the plan and what's gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, which is and Jaydub and whoever. But I want to know what Freddie Wayne, what's gonna happen.
I don't think the console's their focus. That's my point with that. That's not they're focused on PC because there's more subscribers there.
Some biblical shit gonna happen.
Well, it doesn't matter what he thinks because they see the numbers and there's more subs on PC, so that's where their focus is. Because think about it, that new deal, that's on PC. For the Game Pass deal, that's on PC.
No, the waiting game continues for Xbox.
I'll be honest. It doesn't matter what the Xbox dudes think, right? It really doesn't. As long as Phil is still there, they don't care. The games are optional. Everything else is optional. I think, again, if you're a PC gamer, you're going to get the biggest benefit from this because you no longer have to spend $70 to play COD annually. That's the biggest thing that you have to, that's the big benefit. If you're a console gamer, it doesn't matter. You probably weren't playing COD anyway, right? Because there's only a handful of, the grand scheme of things, we said a handful. There's a small number of Xboxes in the wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it is what it is. So the console doesn't even matter. So these are the same guys that were hyping up Redfall even after the game fucking came out and was a disaster, right? These guys, they don't care.
Yeah,
all they care is that Phil Spencer. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So you really got to look for the PC guys and their opinion. They'll give you their opinion, and it'll be more valid, and that's what it is. No, it's not that I think it's a cult. It's like Freddie Wayne. I know it's a cult.
Oh, shit.
Right? Listen, let's be honest.
Well, there's a cult aspect to it for sure.
You can't show me one picture of a PlayStation guy or Nintendo guy in a group kissing the floor, worshiping, or kissing the ring of the executives or worshiping them, right? It is what it is. That happened.
There is kind of
those execs taking their fan base.
There is kind of a TMZ aspect to it too.
Yeah. No. Listen. I'm not talking about a certain group of people. I'm talking about the collective, right? These guys, and I'm talking about the collective. I'm not singling out anyone, but the collective have been damage controlling Xbox for the last 15 years. Whether 2022, there was not a single game that they were okay with that. They made excuses for that. We can go all the way back to the launch of this generation, launching with no games, no first party games. They were okay with that. Go back last generation. They were okay every single way, right? They were okay all of this time. Xbox console is going away, and guess what? They are okay with that. So yes, when I say it's a cult, it is a cult because the games are optional. The games don't have to be there, but they will be there. They will be there because they consider it a club. They consider it a place where, you know, the guys who weren't cool in school and got picked on and got, you know, and the bullies gave them wedgies. Now they have a group of other, you know, it's not personal, but losers to hang out with. And I'm just saying, right? That's just what it is. What it is. I'm just being honest.
Oh man!
Right. Shout out to my brother, the real D. He said, I feel like all consoles are going to die out anyway in like 15 years. Maybe Microsoft is moving.
Well, we have to fight against that.
Listen,
if you wanted to,
you may. I mean, that may be true. But here's the thing. One thing I know. I've been gaming since
fight for good
Atari 2600 because I had older brothers, right? They had the Atari 2600, so that was the first console that I got to play on.
Yeah, me too.
One thing I know is Nintendo outlasted all the competition all into this day. They outlasted the ColecoVision, the Intellivision, TurboGrafx 16, 3DO, Atari Jaguar, the Ouya, on and on, the Dreamcast. They outlasted everybody. So I remember every generation, these analysts would say consoles are going away. Everybody's going to play a PC. Everybody's going to play mobile phone. Everybody's going to do this, right? People have been saying that for like fucking 30 years. I still think that consoles are going to be here. I'm going to tell you why. Nintendo makes profit off of consoles. Sony makes profit off of consoles. Anything that makes profits are going to be here. Gamers, consoles, especially console gamers, they're not willing to spend $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 on the PC. Some of them will, some of them won't. Consoles are an entry-level way of gaming. And so that way it will always be there.
It
is what it is.
It's also still the easiest DRM.
It's the easiest DRM.
Like you can control it still, you know, as long as you could still control it. I mean, Nintendo can't control you through a PC.
I would say console is dying.
That technology is not here yet. But
if Nintendo and Sony weren't making so much money off of it, and we're talking about not just revenue but profits, Xbox is the only console, is the only division that doesn't make any money on its hardware. It is making very little money on its software. It makes revenue but not profits. They'll tell you revenue, but they won't tell you profits. Sony made profits first year of the PS5 life. Nintendo has made profits since like day one. So I can't lump them all together. We know the direction Xbox is going because we see it. Freddie Wayne says Shigeru Miyamoto is a guy. Oh, man. Listen, I don't know. Nintendo dudes, they're a little bit different, but
great game.
Low-key Poppy said it's a character trait. I'm an OG Xbox guy, and I can't defend the bullshit. Listen, I agree. I'm a OG Xbox, the OG Xbox dude day one. I was in college when it came out, and I was there day one. That Xbox was more powerful than the PC I had at the time. So, I mean, it is what it is, you know? But what I'm saying is, I think if the fan base doesn't force where the company needs to be, I think it's going the way wherever. Here's the thing.
The doo-doo bird.
Microsoft, they're in gaming. They have a gaming division, but they don't have a love in a craft. They don't have a love for their craft. Sony and Nintendo, you can tell they have the love in the craft, the way that they design their games. The way that Sony spent $200 million on one single player game, a one and done. They're willing to invest that. Fortunately for them, they made $300 million profits by investing that $200 million, right? So it pays back dividends for them. With The Last of Us and Horizon, that came out in the court case. My brother Freddie Wayne said Jaydub's voice sound hoarse. All that crying. Oh man, starved me out, brother. Hey, listen, you called me a pony, but then you mad when I sound like a pony. Ozzy said, he said there'll be more disaster games like Redfall in the future. Listen,
I hope.
Buck, I hope and I pray, right? I hope and I pray that Starfield knocks it out the park. If they knock it out the park and the game is a high Metacritic score,
because
is receptive, I think that's good for Xbox. That will at least, that will give them like a shot in the arm, a boost of morale.
I'll opt back into Game Pass actually, because I'm on a sabbatical because there hasn't been shit in there.
Yeah, people do stuff their Xbox. It'll be good for gaming.
Yeah,
right. It's good for gaming. When Xbox does good with games, it's good for gaming. The real D. Oh, big facts, bro. Hey, listen, we know you just be trolling the shit just like me, bro. That's
at least anything that I want to play right now. At the moment. And that's just mood shit, like.
But Freddie Wayne.
Sometimes I'm not in the mood to play a certain kind of game, It is what it is.
If Starfield comes out a dud, oh my God. Can you imagine every single one of your next generation games? Not only 30 frames, not only sub 4K, but are duds? Oh my God. Can you imagine? But you know what? The Xbox fan base will say, it's okay. They'll say, well, we'll wait for Forza. We don't care. That game was being made before Xbox bought them. They'll kick the can down the road. You know what I'm saying? But I listen, I hope and pray Starfield knocks it out the park.